All right, chat. Let's play some games. We've got some Tiamat 5-color dragons, or as this deck is built, you can see it's kind of 5-color red. And the mana bases we have available to us here in Standard right now kind of enable this nicely. So, you know, like the pathways are just, they're mountains that can also be not mountains to help cast Gold Dragon and Prismari and Tiamat when we need them to. We've got Temple of the Dragon Queen, which is a 5-color untapped land. We've got Forsaken Crossroads, which is a 5-color scry land / sometimes untapped land when we're on the draw. And then we've got things like Orb of Dragonkind and Magda to help us here make filters as well. And Prismari also makes a treasure. The static text of using treasures to cast instant sorcery is not something that's going to come up a lot in this deck. That's largely creatures, but it is, again, able to make us more colors so we can cast things like Tiamat as this big source of card advantage. Another thing, speaking of card advantage, that's super gasoline, is Moonveil Regent. Whenever you cast that spell, it lets you draw a card for every color that spell was that you cast. So when you Moonveil and you cast Tiamat, you get to draw 5 new cards, and then Tiamat hits play, and then you can get up to 5 dragons. So Moonveil plus Tiamat technically gives us a new hand of like 10 cards if we want it. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this in Alchemy this morning on Arena and see how it goes. It's build our own Niv Mizzet in a way. The one 5-color dragon that generates card advantage is rotated out, so we have another here. You know, honestly, a bunch of colors of mana and Dragonfire sounds like a keep. And a dragon. We gotta draw some spells here, obviously, but like, our deck has a lot of card advantages, so I think there's value in keeping hands like this. You like have a little bit of interaction early and know you're gonna be able to cast any of the bangers that we draw. Curse of Shaken Faith. The first time I cast a spell other than the first spell, this deals 2 damage to them. Sure. Moonveil's other static text is also kind of good with Tiamat. So when it dies, it deals X damage or X the number of colors among permanents you control. So if they kill this while you have a Tiamat out, you get to 5-ball something, which is kind of great. Yeah, there's a lot of good force for sure. Bezos' ship just launched. That's sweet. Space travel chat. If you're like me and can't afford to launch your own space rocket like Jeff Bezos, you should check out the Helios overlay, or we're gonna launch a virtual rocket if we collect up enough materials with other streamers on Twitch. So we can all pretend to be Jeff Bezos, chat. This thing also digs for Tiamats eventually, right? So once we have enough mana set up. So I have blue, white, red, black. We'll name green here. Non-fluent. Thanks for the sub. I really appreciate the support. Welcome back. Yeah, yeah. There's been some interesting stuff. To say the least, Seth. Our opponent's like also playing a Dragon's deck. Do they plan to kill my Moonveil Regent here? They have a Frostbite, right? Is what this deck means. I think we just cracked this, huh? We've got plenty of mana at this point. Let's go digging for a dragon. I guess I could have done this pre-combat, so we could have found an adult gold. That's fine. We have Tiamat for next turn now. Oh, well, this is Sag. Nah, chat. Our Tiamat's only going to get to draw 5 cards next turn instead of 10. I'm not sure how we will ever recover from this. Chat, please send help. Someone help me budget. I can't feed my dragon family. Please, chat, my dragon family is starving. Send help. I don't even think I want a whelp here. It's like, get fatty booms. Look at their little bitty baby dragons. I might just click submit, chat. Feels like we're the bigger fish here. I've mostly got cards for decks that are smaller than us and decks that are bigger than us. And it feels like someone else is kind of mid-rangey like we are. We're gonna devour. It is. So Twitch only supports one overlay extension, unfortunately. So while we're doing the Helios thing for the next few days, we will be without Untapped. You can still access the current deck that we were playing. My type exclamation point deck in chat. You get a link to the Untapped page to export it from there. Think we got a mulligan this. Yes, the Helios thing is sponsored. That's in the title. I know if you're on mobile, the title gets cut off a little bit. Yavenko, thanks for the sub. I appreciate the support. I think we mulligan those. Yeah, I got a whelp now. I think we bottom the Prismari. This will let us gas up here a little bit. So we both get to pop off our ramp here, which is nice. I feel like anytime this card triggers on multiple dragons, it feels like cheating. It is related to the numbers thing earlier this week. So, Moonveil's an easy play here. I have black, we have red. Honestly, I probably just want another red here on this, right? I'm gonna decline offering this trade because I've got 2 dragons to tick down here. Riddle Blast is pretty good. So that exiled my thing, so I didn't get my end of turn trigger. So Adult Gold will let me. Oh crap. Well, I was going to say Adult Gold would let me gain 4 life, but if I Goldspan, I could do both this turn. But I need to play this on red, right? 5 color mana bases are hard shit. Because if I play this and attack now, this makes 2 of the same color. Hey, Thought Knots, thanks for the 53 months of Prime. I really appreciate the support. Welcome back. It's been a trip. It's almost 4.5 years. Smoldering Egg's not too scary. And then, even though we were on the draw here, I think we're just playing this out as a Scryland, right? The fact that these have flexibility is so great. I can't imagine their deck has enough instant sorceries to flip this consistently, right? Two mana Goldspan, little bit above rate. Ironcrag Feat's rotated, right? Let's kill this. We are almost out of gas here, to be fair. I'm kind of surprised they didn't crack their Orb of Dragonkind on their turn to grab a dragon for their whelps to discount at end of turn. Low and steady, Sherwood. It might still be live in 6 hours, we'll see. I'm not sure how long we're gonna do today and tomorrow. At least 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, that's probably fair, Bizziples. At the baseline, you're playing this card to ramp with, so. Is Ironcrag Feat really an Eldraine card? It's kind of funny. All right, we have asserted our dominance as, what's the Vorthos on Tiamat? Is Tiamat like a king or queen of the dragons? Because we've certainly asserted our dominance over that dragon's player. Mother of dragons, god of dragons. Okay. So it's fitting that we crushed there. We stand the dragon god. Oh, does she have the god creature type? Now I gotta go look. Yeah, I'm curious to see what the feedback on the Helios thing is. So I can't really do anything on my end until people at home activate the extension and get resources to send to me to do. So once we give people a little bit, it is a dragon god. Look at that. It's very fitting. So I'm gonna pull it up on stream and play with it later once people have a chance to send materials. It's very different than other sponsored game stuff I've done in the past. So it's gonna be over the course of the next few days. Today, tomorrow, and then Monday afternoon, there's a finale on the Twitch gaming channel because a bunch of different creators are doing something over the weekend with this. So, I was told on mobile, it's not a crypto, you're not being used to farm cryptocurrency. Chat, trust me, I asked. Because I asked a lot of questions about this one because it's very different. So apparently on mobile, you can't do the crafting part. You can just assemble the materials that you get for watching streams that have the extension enabled. So if you like it and want to farm more stuff to help for the finale on Monday, you can go find other streams that are using the extension as well after I'm done for the day. It does seem very Factorio building-esque. All right, so I'm gonna name red with this, and we get to scry 1, looking for an untapped land on 2. Never lucky, chat. So not only did we miss a land, but we're also playing against blue-red. I was gonna concede the match. I don't really feel like playing against blue-red, chat. I'm gonna be honest. I'm playing Alchemy to not play against blue-red decks. More definitely gonna lose if we get tempoed to hell and back, missing land drops. Two over 8 tapped lands and no third lands. Yep, exactly right, Demo. My thing says I need engines, ship parts, and propellant tanks, which I believe are things you all craft to send me. That is true, Beansy. It's the glory of the solo queue. Although, what's a zap? I'm not familiar with a zap. Is this the same person we just conceded to? What a dead game. Okay, so if I play this on red, we can Orb of Dragonkind into this. By the way, Did this person go down a rank when we conceded to them? They were rank 7 before I. Can someone go back and check the tape? Did they lose a rank when we conceded to them? They were different. Yeah, I thought it said 7. Okay, good thing to know I'm not crazy. Well, I might be crazy, but I'm definitely right. I think I'd rather put both of these down and get this cheaper rather than just deploying this. I think I want to get this one as cheap as possible. So the key to the archive spellbook is just a bunch of mystical archives, which is great, save for the flavor digital design. Yes, they desperately need to fix the bug where it counts for a less rank if your opponent concedes during sideboarding. Well, if you don't want to do the Helios thing, there should be a button to toggle to hide the overlay. Should be on the right side. We still go ahead and trade Magda for a random here. I played against a key to the archive Blink deck yesterday and they played 3 time warps in a row. Oh no. Oh no. Furious 76 sent me refined materials. Look at that, I have a thing. What is this? I have a carbon fiber, chat. I don't know what we're gonna do with that yet, but we're gonna figure it out later. Am I winning? I don't think I am, Goof. Good morning. If you ask my 6-year-old, the scoreboard is in my favor, but I think Lear means we're dead. All right. I guess we'll see if break expectations is good enough here or not. One thing, wait, how big is Hullbreaker? God, it's a 7/8, chat. Not even Tiamat can kill Hullbreaker with Dragonfire. That's some bullshit right there. I think we get rid of this. I don't think I want to just make my stuff cheaper in this matchup. I think we want to... It really needs an 8th point of toughness, right? I think we just board the Fading Hopes in to tempo their big Dorkos back out of play. I'm going to keep these for the early acceleration. The goal of the break expectations is going to be to kill their win conditions, though, for sure. Hey, thanks for the Prime Y Sticks. Thanks for the almost 3 years. Be having a good one wherever you're at. Knacker, thanks for the 31 months. Yes, this is pretty good. We are on the play, so this is tapped, but we have tapped, untapped, untapped. And then if this survives, which is a big if, we can play one of these on turn 3. I think we name blue with this, so that way if this doesn't survive to make treasures, we can still cast these spells. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little greedy and bottom the 4th lands here. So the 10 months mobile. Okay, with the Mountain on 1 and the Orb of Dragonkind drawn, I think we just go ahead and do this, so that way we can, play Prismari out. I haven't had time to do a lot of Pogo PvP recently. Unite is kind of consumed by my off-stream content time. A braid? That's hella rude. I did not see the Leak Dragonite gameplay for Unite. I think we just let this die. I think we just go ahead and play this. We can play this untapped with the Prismari from hand here. And then we'll be able to protect this with Fading Hope, assuming we don't get Jawari Disruption, I suppose. So blue, white. I have double red already. We'll name black here, because I have those discard spells in my deck at the moment. Has 3 different boosted autos. That's sweet. There was a disruption in the forest chip. Yeah, things like Zarina's Queen's Majesty buff seems like they have a lot of good design space to explore for MOBA stuff. Wait, did they just not draft one? No, they looted, they did, and they looted the other one away. Got it. Alright, so I think I'm gonna open Moonveil here. I think I want this to resolve more than anything else. And if we spike a land next turn that's untapped, we can go Orb of Dragonkind into Prismari. And yeah, thank you for the over 3 years, and thank you for the very generous tier 3. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Morning to everybody, by the way. Great to have a bunch of people here. It's probably not one of my days I usually stream. So always be a little hit or miss for viewer metrics. Alright, there's the untapped land. This does make 2 mana of any color, though, so we could be in for a counterspell here still. They're through 2 Jawari Disruption, so I don't think we let Fear into our dojo, and I think we just, like, jam this into this. And as nice as it would be to have Fading Hope to protect if this resolves, I think if this happens, we're just going to go ahead and Prismari and cash this in for 2 new cards. Get out of here. The problem here is that if they drop like a Leer, we're in a lot of trouble. Wonder if I'm supposed to have, what's the Mind Rot that exiles their graveyard? Go Blank? I'm supposed to have some Go Blanks in my 75 for this type of matchup. Okay, so this is a card that costs 1 or less, so probably a land. We get to go ahead and take their Leer here, though. Sager, thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. I promise the extension is not malware that's going to teach your computer. It's a game thing where you get it's like someone compared it to Factorio, which I think is a good comparison, where you do a thing and then I do a thing. It's kind of like we play together. So this is gonna get putrefied. That's fine. You take a damage. Well, it's not fine, but we also don't have another response. This divide by 0 is gonna turn into... I assume this is gonna grab them the mascot exhibition. Alright, so this resolving is big because it means the Hall of the Storm Giants gets turned off, which really hampers their ability to race us. Okay. So they have, what, 9 power here in play? I assume they're just going to let the Hall die because they have plenty of mana. But getting really... Maybe they don't realize they can't activate it. I think this is I didn't read Town-razer Tyrant, and I just assumed I could keep my land and attack with it. No, this card is really good. Your land does not do anything. Try again next time. After you authorize it, you just chill and hang out in the stream while it collects materials. It's a start. If we draw untapped land, we can Prismari into Town-razer because of the treasure this makes. What a pain. I know, right? That's a demonic tutor. Okay. Well... Feeling kinda dead skipooch yet. Hey, thanks for the 34 months, Ray. Welcome back. Well, someone already sent me a thing. I don't know if there's variance in what you acquire or not. We had one person send me a thing already. That's why it's called Magic. Yeah, we're adding the Gathering back in, chat. Yeah, this is the we're super dead part, right? The real question of the current Alchemy format is going to be how good are these blue-red decks against the existing aggressive deck? Because the various mid-rangey, yes, that's what Corwood just said. The various mid-rangey decks that we like to brew all still feel pretty fucking helpless against these Leer Hullbreaker decks. There's no combat involved. And It just feels like you really don't have a shot. You, like, kind of are close, and then Leer or Hullbreaker resolves, and then you die. Oh, by the way, for people that weren't here for yesterday's announcement, not only is the Hooglandia open 1 week from today, and you can sign up now on MTG Melee, but in addition to myself and Jim Davis, Cedric Phillips will be joining us to cover a couple of rounds in the middle as our special guest commentator. We're gonna try and see if we can wrangle some other bigger name people in to be our third for a couple rounds in the middle moving forward. I'm really excited to have Cedric as our first. How did that coalesce? Yeah, in fact, you got to see my sweet Rockin' Royal shirt here from Coalescence Apparel. If you're not familiar, you've probably seen me plug the sweet shirts before, but Coalescence is actually Cedric's company. They have a ton of great designs. He does a lot of good stuff for the Magic community. We are on the draw, but like these are both untapped and I don't have a 1-mana spell, so I think we just play this as a red Scryland, right? Which has been great. Bottom on land here. For what it's worth, I don't think it's strictly bad if there is a deck like the blue-red deck that preys on mid-range decks in the format. The problem with the specific Epiphany variations of blue-red and standard was that the Epiphany decks not only preyed on mid-range, but they also dominated the aggressive decks. So that was the problem from a design perspective, was they did both. And both isn't okay. There needs to be some kind of chink in the armor. I think I'm just gonna pick, I have Orb of Dragonkind. Just gonna pick red here. Let's Town-razer them. So that way they either have to lose their land or take damage. Because if we deal 2 to them here, the Cosmos Elixir won't draw them a card. It'll just gain them life again. Oh, that's good. Now they get to draw a card. It's fine. We're gonna get to get a hasty friend down and get in for a good chunk next turn, hopefully. Even if they have one removal spell, we'll get to connect with something here. We went second, so this Crossroads is untapped. Welcome back, Ben. Good morning, Base Zone. Yes, this land is great. Even in 2-color decks, this card's been consistently good. All right, they let their land die rather than taking some more damage from it. Yeah, I think it depends on how many 1-drops you have. But I think if you're not a 1-drop aggro deck, you probably want 4 of these, yeah. I think putting it in monocolored decks is a little much. I think if your deck is 2 or more colors, you should probably be playing them though. So we'll untap this. Do we kill the Caryatid? We'll start by attacking for 4 here. I might kill this Caryatid, because I'm gonna want to get, this into this. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh, it left up the activation instead of using it for mana. God bless America. Guess we're not killing the carry. I need to remember that doesn't prioritize using this to cast dragons for some reason. I guess it prioritizes holding up the activated ability rather than using the mana ability. So that's 10 months, Polar Beard. Welcome back. Great, what are you digging up, opponent? If they don't kill my Moonveil, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. They went and got anything out of here because they cleaved through this. So let's kill this, decline to rummage, and then will Prismari turn these into 2 new cards? Snakeskin Veil, really? Okay. I just spend this treasure. I don't really need the mana at this point to guarantee to get the cantrip on the Fearsome Whelp. Build your own Sylvan Caryatid, something like that. Does it say something about me as a person that the cards I'm kind of the cards I'm kind of most excited to get into Historic / Pioneer eventually on here are Sylvan Caryatid and Jeskai Ascendancy? I think I would like to kill people with those. Filthy. Dirty, filthy combo player, champ. Do I just assume their deck contains big green things and board in these Burning Hands? What are the odds their Storm the Festival deck doesn't have good targets? Could they be ramping into anything that Burning Hands is bad against? Probably not, right? Oh, Salat, thanks for re-upping for the 2nd month. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I think Town-razer is probably not particularly good against the deck that's ramping a bunch. They really don't mind just losing a land and it doesn't impact much. Bring in just 2 Burning Hands for now. 6 pieces of removal is probably fine. That's a Mindblade Ascendancy deck in Pioneer? Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. So this could be a Doomblade here, right? So I think we Orb of Dragonkind to play around a removal spell here. Either of these could die for no value, and this guarantees use my mana. It means my opponent doesn't get to use theirs. I might Magda into Whelp next turn. And I can wait a second to kill this Famous Last Words. I don't think they can get to 6 lands next turn. If they do, we'll just attempt to race in the air, but I think we're clear on that. Go ahead and kill this now while they're tapped out, before they can Rangers Guile me. There's the Renin 7. Happy to have Burning Hands in hand here. Here, send this here.
We must regenerate.
Regenerate. Well, so the control deck's just gonna like kill your 2-mana 2/2 and like not care about it? On mobile, the extension doesn't embed over the video. It just covers chat. You can click in and out of it by tapping the icon. Yeah, and on desktop, the icon's in the right middle of the screen to toggle things on and off. The Twitch extension system is honestly probably one of the things they have. YouTube, I've never used YouTube gaming before, chat. Has anybody ever done that? Do they have an overlay system like Twitch does? Or is that one that's unique to Twitch as a platform? Because I really think the various overlay extensions are some of the most innovative things on Twitch. What is YouTube? YouTube gaming is that thing that keeps buying Twitch streamers and not being successful despite buying lots of them. All right, we're on the draw here. So obviously this hand needs some lands, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it, I think. Arcane is excellent. What remats do we need? We need ones for engines, ship parts, and propellant tanks. I thought that was Mixer. Well, they're all trying to buy various Twitch streamers. Mixer did it too before it died. Facebook buys them on occasion too. I just want to kill this before it gets rolling. YouTube keeps spending like really large amounts of money though. Like YouTube is like picks up some of the bigger people. While Facebook seems to buy out more of the mid-sized folks. I think Nox went over to Facebook somewhat recently. I've talked about this on stream before. I'm not allowed to talk about the details of the contract because of the NDA, but I actually told Facebook I wouldn't take their money at one point. Blue on this because we have the Prismari. We went second, right? So it's going to be untapped. So we could drop a... I think we open on this, actually, So that way we can make their red land start hurting them. And honestly, chat, I'm a capitalist and I like money just as much as everybody at home. Like, it wasn't even just about that they didn't offer me enough money so much as some of the terms of their contract that they wouldn't negotiate on past the amount of money just weren't acceptable to me. Which, again, I can't get into what those details are because, you know, bullshit anti-friendly stuff that you can't talk about those types of things because of NDAs, but yeah. Awaken the Blood Avatar is a card I haven't seen in a while. This 3/6 that chunks us for 3 every turn guaranteed is rough. Woof. Really need to hit an untapped land for this adult gold dragon to have a chance. Yes, it is very typical when dealing with larger corporations that you have to agree to an NDA before they will disclose terms to you. And the reason why bigger companies do that is, one, because they know they can, because they'll just walk away if you don't agree to it. And by making sure people can't talk about the terms that they're offered without legal repercussions, it means that they can't talk to other people in the industry to help other people in the industry have better negotiating power. It's one of the reasons why there are laws in most states in the United States saying you're legally allowed to talk about your salaries with other people. But people in my position, we're not employees, so we're not protected under those laws. We're contract employees. So those protections that you have as a regular employee don't apply. I want a board here. They have a lot of cheap things. Maybe I want some more cheap spot removal. Like the Play with Fires could be fine. Oh, the Fading Hopes are probably excellent, right? They just like bounce the token. This is probably why that card hasn't been around for a second. I'm gonna trim the Town-razer and maybe the Fearsome Whelps just to be more interactive. I think I want to be able to kill their things somewhat consistently. Oh, someone sent me another material. We have a few materials. I have carbon fibers and coils and structured plates. All right, we're gonna finish this match and then we'll take a look at the Heliod thing and try and figure out what materials I need from you all, since people have been acquiring them for a little bit. This seems mostly fine. Needs a 4th and a 5th land, but it's got a piece of interaction to start, and if we hit those lands, it'll be real good. Yeah, I believe you should be acquiring them so long as you authorize the overlay frags. You'll need to unhide it to send me stuff and interface with it, though. It should still be collecting even if it's not visible. Well, it's got a really interesting combination of red-black stuff. Like, they've got, like, some vampire-themed stuff, but also just, like, good cards like Awaken the Blood Avatar. Okay, there's our 4th land. And the 4th land means we have a guaranteed 5th mana source with the Prismari here, which can then turn into Goldspan, which turns into bars. So hitting the 4th land there is kind of key to unlocking our hand. Curse-bound Witch, sure. Nothing worth dragon firing here still. I watched your stream the other day, and then I decided to play some historic brawl, and now I'm up to 12 decks. Please send help. Okay, so I already have white, so if I want to just play this out on red, if I Orb of Dragonkind, I can also gold spam this turn, but it costs me a treasure. I think I'd rather just have the extra treasures. What if we spend the treasures to make a Moonveil Regent this turn? Just left two reasonable threats in play, seems strong. One of the nice things about Brawl is it's probably the format that's easiest to get into based on the arena economy. Because there's a lot of those singletons you've just opened incidentally that you would never use in other constructed formats that are like playable in Brawl because, you know, you have to play one-ofs there. Hey, awesome, Golgolly. Glad to have you play it. Alright, I think again we just get in while the getting is good and play this while this makes 2 mana. In case they kill my gold span. This card's so hard to race if they can't kill it. Very strong. In white, they're about to cast an Extus. Yikes. Stay safe if it's snowing where you're at, Pervidia. Happy Saturday to you. So, white, blue, black, red will name green on this Temple of the Dragon Queen. And then I can crack the Orb of Dragonkind at end of turn. And if we hit Tiamat into untapped land, we can cast our Dragon God. Yeah, there were tornadoes that came through like a good chunk of the Midwest, like three states I heard. One Tiamat, please. I need my mama dragon shit. Okay, and this is why I waited on the Dragonfire. So because we bricked on Tiamat, we'll play Moonveil next turn, and then we can use Dragonfire with the Moonveil to cantrip. Ah, there we go. There's Big Mama chat. Okay, so now here's the real question. Do we just Tiamat here, or do we Moonveil and then Tiamat the following turn? I think I just got a Big Mama, right? She's gonna draw 5 as is. I think I just want to get my 7/7 down. Should have just believed and cast the Dragonfire last turn, chat. So we lose 2 here because of the meat hook. Oh, we lose 3, right? Because Blood Artist. Man, that's a lot of drain. Now the good news is Mama Dragon here is gonna fish up an adult Goldspan. Wow, only 4 dragons to get. Card's basically unplayable. These bloods hurt us as well because of the Sanguine Brushstroke. Oh yeah, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Oh wow, is that lethal? Almost, right? Oh, it is lethal. It's lethal with the blood token. Sick. Their build is sweet. Just like triple drain effects. Sweet. Little bit off of stabilizing here. All right, we're gonna play a couple more with the 5-color deck, but for the people that are playing with the Helios thing, let's figure out what I'm supposed to be doing with the stuff you're sending me really quick. So if you've seen the Helios thing on your screen and you clicked on the right side here to activate it, you've been farming materials while you've been watching. Where are... So I need to build 8 engines, 4 ship parts, and 2 propellant tanks. And some people have sent me stuff already. Used in engines. Engines require 2. Okay, so where do I go? Where do I go to build the engines? This is a list of... There's a plus sign? Where's the plus sign? Oh, are these the components down here? Propellant tank. Oh, these are. Okay, so engine. Oh, so I need coils and turbine pumps for the engine. And for the propellant tank, I need liquid tanks and steel. And some people have sent some of these already. Yeah, so chat cannot craft the components. You acquire things from watching my stream and other thing that are doing Helios stuff. We need most of it, yeah. So we need, you all send me refined materials from what you're doing just from chilling out at home. So unfortunately on mobile, if you activate it, you will be acquiring things in the background, but you'll need to sign on to a computer and jump onto a stream that has the extension to get the refined stuff. So the mobile extension's a little limited, unfortunately. And so there's a bunch of people, so this is called an ARG, an alter reality game, and it seems like it's kind of like a community version of Factorio, where a bunch of people are putting together resources to build the thing, with the eventual thing being a rocket ship. And so on Monday afternoon, we're going to co-stream the finale, which is supposed to be an hour, where they put together, communism. Listen, we're a big fan of communism here, HR Beck. C4 Asaru. Seems fine. We have lots of colors of mana, and we have a Dragonfire to kill an early play. I don't need, so we can put this tapped on 1, untapped on 2, untapped on 3. This isn't communism, it's capitalism. Audience provides free labor, streamers get a little money for their input, owners makes profit and launch a rocket into the sun. That's actually, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. I think we're gonna bottom this. I'm looking for an accelerant for turn 2 ideally, or more cheap interaction. I've got some bombs up here already. How long is it going on for? Until Monday afternoon, Steve, is the final. At first, I was confused and afraid of a new thing, but then I heard Factorio, and now I'm just going to dump several hundred hours into doing this efficiently. God bless. I think it's important that we kill the tiny dancer before she grow up, so even though we drew the accelerant here, I think we need to kill this with fire this turn. Specifically Dragonfire. It's not that we're an anti-capitalism place here in Hoaglandia own. It's we're like, think of us as like Hoaglandia, or think of us as capitalism with a dash of realism. So we don't worship capitalism and pretend it's perfect. We call it out for what it is, but we all participate in society, chat. Oh, you want to improve society, yet you participate in it. Very curious, chat. Very curious. Warriors, come out and play. So this is like, it's like living, this card is just templated weird to let you thin your deck. So they exile the creature from their hand and they get a different creature from their sideboard into their hand here. It's largely templated in a way that is confusing and unnecessary for the sake of letting you irrelevantly thin your deck. I actually think this card is one of the worst designs in the digital cards because the deck thinning portion of this card is unnecessary and pointless. It's trying to do this weird thing that's unnecessary and it makes the card confusing to understand by reading it. It makes it confusing to understand by just reading it for very little added value. I think we have died, chat. I think we have died. Okay, so Burning Hands kills their, what's it called? Their Tiny Dancer and this and some of their other cheaper things. And Fading Hope can bounce large Valkyries so we can push for damage. Town-razer is not really going to be relevant here because they'll have plenty of life. We trim Magda, probably has a hard time attacking in. Yeah, and I don't mind complicated designs that are complicated for the sake of being interesting, but like that card's just a very wordy for very little added value. Tori, thanks for the follow. Yeah, that was their goal, 3 frags. Like, its intention is, like, you're gonna sideboard out a card for a different card in game 1. But the point of it... Yeah, you don't get extra copies in hand when you exile from the library. Exiling it from your library is just to simulate deck thinning / sideboarding. It only replaces copies in hand. It's a really, really, really strange... I mean, to be fair, if you didn't understand what it did by just reading it, I don't blame you. Like I said, it's the wording is kind of intentionally obtuse, or probably unintentionally obtuse for the sake of giving an effect that's mostly meaningless. It's not a good design in my opinion. Nice. That was probably one of the best draws in our deck here. So we have red, black. We'll play this for blue. Definitely not trading here. I've got dragons to make cheaper. Ooh, Dusk Yumi sent me refined materials. Once we finish this deck, we're gonna do this match, then maybe one more. We'll sit down and like make a list with a command of what materials we're looking for specifically. So I'll play this out on blue. I'll play Moonveil. The materials just accrue passively from watching this or any other stream that has the extension on. So the only thing you need to actively do is turn them into the specific things that I or another streamer participating in the thing need. So this is on blue, so I'll put this one on white. Oh, maybe I'm actually supposed to say red for Goldspan. Yeah, in a game like Pokemon, deck thinning's more relevant because you see more cards in that game per game. In Magic, you don't see a majority of your deck. Yeah, this definitely should have named red. Hopefully we get lucky and spike a red source here. I think I need to kill this. White, black, blue. Okay, so I can't make green here, so we can't Tiamat. We can go ahead and do this though. And then we can Tiamat next turn. Well, the good news is, even if they put Tiamat back to 7 mana here, we can still cast her next turn, thanks to Goldspan. So, as you will, opponent. Oh, chat! They made her more expensive, but her cost has been reduced 4 times, so she's still 5. Oh, that's so good. That's so good for us. You love to see it, Chip. I mean, obviously the opponent also didn't realize that was about to happen. Oh, I should have left this. It's fine, we're gonna have plenty of mana. Dragon Mommy's home, chat. She's a little hangry. Acer, thanks for the follow. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Do I want a little bit more interaction around the draw, maybe? Maybe. Decide if I want the extra burning hands here or not. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna cut an adult gold and bring in an extra Doomblade. Is this Jeskai splash a 5-color mythic? I mean, it's technically mono red splash 4 colors. If you want to be technical about it. Alright, that's a tiny dancer, but we're gonna have a window to kill it before it gets too big. I think I can afford to play a dragon next turn and leave this out for a turn. It's a little scary. Yeah, I think unfortunately I have to kill this before it gets out of hand. Yeah, I think with the second innkeeper, I just have to be content with not being resource efficient this turn. And again, don't have anything to do with this mana, so we'll take the scry. God, man, chat, Forsaken Crossroads is reminding me how good scry lands are. This design is so excellent. Hey, thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Kranesh. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Okay, I think I am supposed to just start attacking with this. Because I need to try and keep their life total under 27 in case Resplendent Angel comes out. Bird Circus and Blue Orbit Gamers, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel today. They could still get above 27 here. They have another creature here and they have 3 mana. Good chance. But we're just gonna get beat down. Really needed to fade this card. Maybe we're lucky and they don't have a 1, 2, or 3 mana creature here. But their deck has a lot of those. Yeah. So they're gonna gain 3 here, which lets Valkyrie gonna give their board +2/+2. Yeah, so Forsaken Crossroads is a card that's very similar in design to the 1 mana uncommon green pup in that you could technically do it in paper, but it requires you tracking things across turns in a way that's clunky and easy for people to forget. Which is why, even though it's not like a card that's exclusive to digital from a design perspective, it's the type of effect that they're like weary to do in paper. Yeah, the Suntail Hawk card's really not good, Seth. It's too expensive at 4. Yeah, we talked about that when we were doing the spoilers. Like, when I was playing competitive Magic, I would always write play versus draw on my life pad at the start of each match, just for like writing tournament reviews afterwards and stuff, making things easier to remember. But that's like, I was definitely the exception, not the rule, in that I was writing stuff like that down to track it. Yeah, Gemstone Caverns is a on the draw bonus, but it's a bonus that only happens the very first turn, right? Where it's easy to know who is on the draw. Whereas like the Crossroads has a were you on the draw question mark that you could play on like turn 8 or 9. At which point a lot of people have forgotten, you know, the previous turns. Excuse me, Thomp? Happy Saturday to you. That is, happy holidays and all that jazz wherever you're at. That's incredibly generous. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our newest members of Hoaglandia. Yeah, or an EDH turned 30 is accurate. Come on, Arena, I want to do one more match before we play with Helios some more. Oh, does the extension give you extra stuff when subs and stuff happen? That's clever. Twitch, you're clever, Twitch. Gift subs can enter the Hoaglandia Open. Yeah. It does. That's all right. That's a good shield to know. Arena might have done the... It's desynced from the server with my client and I need to restart so it can actually find a match. All right. It rubs the iron on the skin or else it gets the gift sub again. No, wait. Gift subs are good. So what's the bad thing you would get again? Or else it gets the timeout again. Timeout is fitting for Hoaglandia. Galazeth Prismari. Much longer am I streaming? We're gonna do one more match with this deck, and then we're gonna do at least 2 more decks. So at least 3 to 4 more hours. And depending on what metrics look like, we might go a little bit later. But I'm gonna be live today and tomorrow as well. The Helios thing is today, tomorrow, and Monday. So I added streams today and tomorrow, so we could be a part of the project. Maybe it wasn't desynced. Maybe the queue's just dead. Thanks for the follow, Casey. Yeah, just chillin' streams. It's not, it's only an active component when you have things and you're looking to... the Factorio comparison is one I didn't make in my head, but is good. It's kind of like Community Factorio. You gotta wait for your things to farm. Yeah, and if you click on the extension, it shows you other channels participating in it as well. Thanks for the 11 months, Cynical. I appreciate that. So, maybe this is an overshare, but to give you insight into living with children, chat. Haley was sleeping in this morning, and Christy and I are like, okay, it's a little bit, it was like 45 minutes past when she usually sleeps. We're like, all right, let's go check on her and make sure that she's okay. And we went in there, and apparently at some point in the middle of the night, she had rolled over, thrown up a little bit, and then rolled over and went back to sleep. So that's why she was still asleep, because she tired herself out in the middle of the night, apparently. That was... Kids are pleasant, chat. Kids are pleasant. Toddlers, in a lot of ways, are like tiny drunks, chat. If you were in a frat during college, you are fully prepared to take care of a toddler. Yeah, I think she's gonna be fine. It's been a little dry, and we have like an extra humidifier and stuff, but I think she was just coughing a little bit and ended up coughing a little bit too much. It made her stomach upset. So we're gonna lead on this. I have double red already, but I need red on turn 2, so I guess we'll name red on this. I got you, McBiggins. I have the Orb of Dragonkind for 2, so I'm gonna bottom this. We really want a 4-drop to play on 3 after we play this. BRB 1 second. Talking about that reminded me I wanted to turn the thermostat up on my furnace. For people that don't live in places that get cold climates, having a furnace running pulls a lot of the humidity out of your home. You have a setting on it that lets it manually add humidity back in as it heats. I live in Utah. We don't have humidity to begin with. Alright, adult gold. And then next turn with this and the treasure, we get to just jam our dragon friend. So something to note, it was taking a while to pair, and it paired us down into someone who's in gold. And it's hard to tell because the icon is bad right now, but we're actually in Mythic at the moment. So that's quite the down pair. Yeah, I'm Mythic 859. You're in Plat, you got paired to Bronze in the Alchemy queue. Yikes. Platinum to Mythic / Diamond I don't think is unreasonable. Like, I think in an ideal world, the pairing algorithm looks 2 up and 2 down. So, like, I guess this opponent is high gold, which is like one or 2 pips outside of that. I think Mythic to Platinum, or like if you're in Platinum, pairing like down to Silver isn't a big deal. But like Bronze, I think I would consider that too much. We saw Old Ruststein and then a bunch of mid-rangey stuff. I think I'm just gonna click submit for now. I don't really know what their deck is doing. Yeah, it could also be the time of day too, Logan. Like it is like Saturday morning US time. This is fine. Turn 3 Moonveil off of Orb of Dragonkind, and then we can Magda to cantrip the other Magda. It's a shame this land doesn't scry when it comes into play tapped. Ooh, White-Red Magecraft is what I'm gonna write down on my list to revisit at some point. The new Electrostatic Bolt card is probably very good in that. Yes, I legitimately did that too, Turf Doctor. The very first game I played on the new Playblade, I did unranked instead of ranked because I didn't realize what I was selecting. And for the record, I really like a lot of the Playblade improvements. I think they're a big step up from what it used to be. It's just if you're not used to it, it's easy to autopilot into the wrong spot. You know, honestly, our hand's kind of bad enough here that I'm going to go ahead and discard these 4 and take 2 new ones, I think. Yikes! Should have been happy with what we had, Chip. Yes, Werewolves was really good on Thursday when we played it. Felt very powerful. I have buyer's remorse, Chip. So, this is perhaps a little greedy because if they have a discard spell, I get punished here. But the upside of cracking the orb right away is now Tiamat costs only 6 this turn. So maybe it's not worth the 1 cost reduction because of the discard spell potential downside. We're on 25 lands in our deck. All right, shit. Listen, who doesn't love a good draw 10 between friends, really? That's the good stuff right there. And then Dragon Mama comes into play, and she draws 5 more dragons out of our deck. Well, I've got a bunch of refined materials from people. Okay, this is the last match with the Dragons deck. We'll do a wrap, and then we'll play with the Helios thing and see if we can build stuff. And what we still need to build other things for Mission Alpha. If you're hanging out at home and you haven't activated the Helios extension and you wanna help us build things together, chat, just click on it and authorize it. I promise you it's an official Twitch thing and not some kind of malware or spamware. All Twitch extensions just have to have permission to see your username. Yes, it asks for your permission because when you send me stuff, your username as sending me stuff pops up on my extension, so it needs permission to do that. So you passively accrue stuff just for giving it permission. Click the little icon. If you're on desktop, it's on the center right of your screen. If you're on mobile, it's the top right above the chat. And then you have to actively turn the things that's giving you into refined materials. Then you send me refined materials to work towards our rocket. I like how the rarest material is called Twitch Trio. That's great. Thanks for the sub, Bird Circus. Appreciate it. I would never want you knowing my username. I wonder if arena servers are having issues this morning, because there was the big down pair, and now this opponent, who's ranked pretty highly in Mythic, seems to be DC'd. Dr. Jones. All I heard from that was materials and rockets. It is kind of like a community Factorio thing. And it's not just my channel doing it. There's a bunch of channels if you click into the directory in the extension. All right, I think our opponent's DC. Let's poke at this. Definitely DC'd. Okay, so I need engines and ship parts and propellant tanks. Oh, look at this. So I can manufacture this. Let's see, look, it said someone said, see, people are, oh, we have clearance level 1, chat. I don't know if I'm qualified to have clearance for things. Yeah, they disappeared. All right, so we did 2 propellant tanks. Where are the ship parts? Engines. I need turbine pumps, chat. If anybody's got turbine pumps, we need turbine pumps. We need a lot. We need 8 engines, so I need a lot of. It looks like we have enough carbon fibers. We need coils and a bunch of turbine pumps. Where's the ship part? The ship part needs structure light plates. We need a lot of those. We need 40 structure light plates. So we need structure light plates and turbine pumps. Oh, look at that, shit. I asked and I got a bunch of turbine pumps. Fancy. You can see people's, pull me down so people sending materials pop up there. All right, so we're halfway there on those. Oh, we got some structure light plates. Okay. So we're halfway on engines and we're a quarter of the way on ship parts. So we need carbon fiber, structure light plates, and then coils and turbine pumps. So I believe it's random based on the stream that you're in. And I could, to show you on this here too before I'm gonna queue up, let me queue up another queue here just in case it takes a second. Arena servers seem to be having a hard go of it this morning. If you click these dots, these are other people that are streaming with it, where I'm going to be live for a little while, but you can hang out in these streams over the weekend too, and there'll be others going up and down as people sign on and offline on Twitch to acquire materials for. So you can even chill in other people's streams to acquire materials to help with ours or help with their missions. What's it we need? We need, oh, I got more coils and turbine pumps. Okay, I think we're good on coils. We need more pumps. We need turbine pumps, carbon fibers, and structure light plates. Thanks for the 31 months, Dubes. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Can you even call yourself a variety streamer if you don't have a variety of materials? Asking the real questions. What's going on, Zadi? Thanks for the third of a year. If you want what could actually be, do you want a hot take on Alchemy as a format in terms of how it feels to play, or Alchemy in terms of how it's going to ruin Magic and will never recover from it? Dealer's choice. My hot take on the situation for the format itself is that there's a chance that the blue-red decks are still busted even without Alduin's Epiphany, and there's a good chance that, what's the expressive iteration actually is the card that needs to be nerfed. I would not be surprised to see expressive iteration get changed in the next round of rebalances. If you want a meta hot take on the other people complaining about Alchemy existing as a format, there's a short Twitter thread on how I feel about other creators complaining about Alchemy. You want a little shade with your morning reading? They've ripped our accelerant away with Game 1 Duress, is Sag. Have nothing to do for a little bit here. One of the things I've not seen anyone who's talking about, and it's one of the things I don't see about anybody talking about Alchemy. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the volume of cards that were added with Alchemy, and one of the things to note is this initial batch of new direct-to-digital cards is the biggest addition of cards Alchemy is ever going to get in a single drop, because they basically had to backfill for like 6 standard sets, right? So all future Alchemy releases from here on out are going to have a lot fewer cards in them. Like, I saw people talking about how, you know, you have to spend an extra $200 per standard set release to have a full set. And that's just not true. Like, this initial set was like $200 worth of cards for 6 Alchemy set releases effectively. Jeff, it is time. Prepare the insectile aberration. All right, Xanthias. We're going to play some Blue-Red Delver up next. Thank you for the very generous biddies. You asked, we'll deliver. Prepare for the aberrations. I think I'm just gonna play another Town-razer here and continue to pressure their mana. It might be right to jam with Gold Dragon here, but I think there's a chance they attack with these. Thanks for the follow. Smeet Wad.
Oh yes, I know the knowledge you seek.
I also think, and this is something I've talked about a number of times before, I think it's really interesting how when people talk about the arena economy, they talk about, oh, well, arena's this price and it's expensive to have absolutely everything. But when they talk about Paper Magic or MTGO, they're like, well, buying one modern deck costs this, or one Pioneer deck costs this. And it's weird to me that when we're talking about Arena specifically, these people go to, well, this is the price to have everything. But when they're talking about non-Arena platforms, they only consider the price to have just a single deck. And it's a really weird framing of everything. How often do you think Alchemy needs to be balanced in order to be successful? That's a really good question. My gut says at a minimum, I would expect balance changes every 4 weeks. I think in a more perfect world, we would get balance updates every 2 weeks.
Traitors, all of you. I will. Aren't I generous?
Thanks for the follow, Sharpshot. Good morning. These Death Touchers are annoying because I can't just block them profitably. So, and this is something I've experienced with Paper Magic players a lot, is Paper Magic players will tell you about the investment that they're making in their cards, because it's not just a game, it's an investment to them. But at the same time, those players that will tell you about their thing being an investment, they never actually sell their cards. And like the number of people who especially think about standard specifically, standard cards lose a ton of value when they rotate out. So these people talk about these standard cards that they spent money on, then they just rotated off. It's like, yeah, they theoretically had value and you could have sold out of them, but to sell out of standard before they lose value usually meant selling out weeks in advance and just not playing. Okay, so here I could jam Tiamat and then I'm technically not dead on board, but I think I'd prefer Whelp plus Moonveil. Yeah, honestly, that's a good comparison. Selling standard cards at rotation was a lot like dusting. You get like 1/4 or less of the value. Haven is only a 3/3 right now. So all of their things only have 3 attack at the moment. Yeah, Haven was nerfed. They have Hive too. They do have Hive, but it's also only 3. So they have to hit me with 2 creatures currently to kill me. That's brutal. All right, 1 adult gold dragon off the top, please. So I can't just play Tiamat here because I will die to the Hive of the Tyrant. So I need to sacrifice this and spike an adult gold dragon, right? Oh, I'll still just die to their 2 creature lands, right? That's gonna be 6 between them. I think we're just dead. I can't tell if that's a real question or not. Do you think Magic as an investment would be more exciting if Magic Arena cards were NFTs? Chat. Okay, chat. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here, chat. All NFTs are a scam. They're all a scam. But to articulate on this further, NFTs inside of video games are even more of a scam than regular NFTs. They saw the line. We're dead. Because what's the point of saying you have proof of ownership of this thing if you lose access to that thing if the game server's ever shut down? At least if, like, you're claiming ownership of a JPEG, you, like, get to keep the JPEG on your local computer or whatever, right? Like, but, like, all of these companies that are like, my video game's gonna have NFTs in it, they're just, like, leaning into the hype to the people that are saying you don't really understand what an NFT is. You probably do. It's just so stupid you don't believe that that's what people actually think they are. I promise you, whatever your basic understanding of an NFT is, it's probably accurate. So Magda's pretty bad here against their -1/-1 Dorko. Just swap in these Play With Fires because they could finish off Lolth or kill a lot of their smaller things that are beating us down. Yeah, this is fine, right? We've got Orb of Dragonkind to filter for mana. Well, so the other thing you need to understand about NFTs is that the primary use for NFTs currently, chat, is money laundering. There are lots of people where one of them mints this thing as an NFT, and then that person sells it to another person for money, and then they sell it to another person for slightly more, and they just, like, chain it around to create a history of value on this thing, hoping that someone else will eventually buy it based on this history of value to leave them holding the bag. It's like this weird buy-in Ponzi scheme, like all crypto-related stuff. Fortunately, we bricked on our 3rd land here. With our removal spells, we could probably afford to brick for a turn or 2. Doesn't that happen with real art too? Sure, but real art, you have something physical and tangible to hold on to. So you're correct that things only have value that people assign to them, but there's a physical scarcity component to a physical piece of art, whereas NFTs are a lot like cards in Magic Arena, where they have artificial scarcity when you could just like click a button and get another one, right? That's true too, what Gremildon said. There's also typically, as someone who's watched many TV shows, chat, there's a lot of money laundering with regular art too. Mocha Ferris, thanks for the follow. We are on the play this game, so this is tapped. We're just gonna go ahead and Prismari again here. This one on black. I think I'm in for all the adult gold dragons at this point.
I will show you what happens when the spy. I will cull the weak.
So I think we do this, and then they're gonna double block, and I'm gonna play with fire one of them. I think I want to leave them this, so I keep my adult gold dragon here. Gaining life has value against things like their trespasser curse here.
Do what I demand. Aren't I the generous one?
It's a good favorite design to have. This card is really sweet. Do I want to offer to trade my adult gold for these spiders? I think I do. Taking the spiders out of play before the second lull happened actually had some value, so that's good. Hey, Dwight, thanks for the 67 months. Welcome back. Mama's home. Do I want Fearsome Whelp in these? I might want Fearsome Whelp more than Prismari, actually.
Go, my children.
This patch managed to break the icon you see when you're mythic. So this should be a mythic icon, but it's not, because Magic Arena. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7. Oh, wait, this is tapped because I was on the play, right? Thanks. Well, I guess. Think we just pass for now and plan to Dragonfire this lull. Oh yeah, maybe I'm supposed to Town-raze actually this turn. Yeah, I think you're right. The Town-razing is better. Just turn off the Faceless Haven. I should save this for the end when my hand is getting empty.
Annihilation. A setback. Nothing more.
So this drafts a card from his book when it dies. So now they have to decide, do they want spiders or do they want to keep their Spider Queen? Which was one of the upsides to playing Moonveil here, so that's nice.
Oh, you'll fall into my
Queen
blind
down.
eye, the generous one.
So Town-razer onto the Faceless Haven, and then we'll drop Fearsome Whelp here to guarantee that we get to make all these cheaper. Whenever this card triggers on multiple things, it's so good. Yeah, and like, it's gonna die here, but like, it effectively already made 3 mana, right? Wait, they made a treasure? Oh, that's great for us. Deal. Deal-arino. I think we just lose 3 here, right? Because I have an Alchemy Dragon. You never run out of cards of Magic anymore. That's not true. You run out of wild cards. You find the list of current streamers for Helios by clicking the 3 little lines with the dots next to them on that extension. Ugh.
You could have
Opponent's mono black deck's kind of sweet shit.
will be rewarded.
I know, we're kind of getting put in a trash can here. Oh, crap. I should have played this out so that way I could have used the Orb of Dragonkind at end of turn. I guess it doesn't really matter. No, it puts me down a land to do it this way. I think we're just dead.
We will a gift in exchange for loyalty.
Yeah. So this deck was cute and felt functional, but I think from an overall competitiveness perspective, I definitely liked this deck significantly less than the Red-White Dragons deck that we had highlighted on the Daily Deck Digest as yesterday's highlight video from Thursday. So it's just a pretty clunky piece of top end, and while it definitely lets you like go really big against the other mid-range decks in the format, I think this was worse than some of just being slightly smaller in the other variations. This was the red-white one we played. If you didn't see this, there's a highlight up on the deck digest, but being able to have another cheaper threat in here like this that also generated some value and applied pressure felt really good. So I think from a pure competitiveness standpoint, getting to have creature lands was also a big deal as well. I preferred this to the 5-color one, but if you're looking to play specifically Tiamat, we won a good number of games with this, and she is a sweet card to cast, especially with Moonveil Regent. Yeah, and I think so. There's only 2 whelps in here because we kind of need these to make rainbow mana to cast these other cards consistently. So if you need a dragon god wife in your life, this deck seems fine. But from a pure competitive standpoint, if you're set on playing dragons, I prefer the red-white build.